just like a snake, fooling people with your smile. You have a way of making me think I've had enough with all your lies. Fool me once, fool me twice, but I can see right through your heart of eyes. You're not the person people think they see, and darling, there's no fooling me anymore. You've met your match at your very own game, and now you've got a price to pay. Secrets out, and you're the fool. Now who you gonna go crying to? Fool me once, fool me twice, but I can see right through your heart of eyes. You're not the person people think they see, and darling, there's no fooling me anymore. My faults, no more tears to fall, no more twisted words, no more hearts to hurt. Fool me once, fool me twice, but I can see right through your heart of eyes. You're not the person people think they see, and darling, there's no fooling me anymore. There's no fooling me anymore. Look up at the sky, can you see it now? They shine for you and me, they're shining all around. Look into my eyes, let's just take it in. We'll never have this moment, never again. Right here, right now, all the things I never say until today. And everything we ever wanted is right in front of us, and every little moment is leading up to right now for you and me. We've been running on dreams. This one's for the ones who always said to believe, the ones who stood beside us and held tight to the dream. Looking back now, it all just seems so clear. The blood, the sweat, the tears were leading us here. Right here, right now, all the things I never say until today. And everything we ever wanted is right in front of us, and every little moment is leading up to right now for you and me.
Well, she called me up just the other night. She said, I'm coming over, I hope it's alright. I just really need to talk to you. Well, he's gone and done me wrong again. Right now I really need a friend. He cheats on her, she'll leave him. 2 nights later she's back in my place again, knocking on my door, ready for more. Man, you know that's the girl I adore, but I'll never win. Time and time again she goes running back to him. Call me crazy, maybe I am, but for the next few nights I'm gonna be her man. She gets ready to leave, it's gonna hurt.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Welcome, race fans, men and women, boys and girls of all ages. You are watching the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series tonight live. This is in Mid-Ohio. This is the 144. We're going to have 60 laps of a lot of fun tonight. And these drivers are going to be faced with some challenging racing issues because they have yet to run on a road course. And this is one of the most challenging road courses out there, Mid-Ohio. Hopefully my friend and my guy on the cameras tonight, Emerson Arden, has some background on the track.
All right, thank you very much.
I think we might have lost his connection real quick. Sorry about that, fans. In any event, this is going to be one of the funnest races you're going to see tonight in the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. Like I said, we are racing here at Mid-Ohio. I'm pretty sure it is a 13 curve track, and we've got some drivers who normally are not very good on the road courses, but really good on the ovals. We got a whole nother set of drivers, fans, that are really good on the road courses. They've been looking to this, licking their chops for this race for quite a few weeks because they're not that great on the oval. So we are more likely going to have a new winner in Victory Lane tonight.
Right, I totally agree, Robert. I'm so sorry about that. I guess my push-to-talk started not working on me right off the bat. Yeah, that sucks. If you don't mind, I'll go quickly through a track description. Right, it is a 13-turn road course in Mid-Ohio. So they go down the short straightaway. Turn number 1 is a left-hander. Then they go down another straightaway at about the same length. They head into the hairpin. That's turn number 2, which is currently covered up a little bit by the scoring there on the top left of your screen. But they call that corner the keyhole. Then down the long straightaway. He called this the back straightaway. There's a kink in the middle. We call that turn 3. Then at the end, there's a huge sand trap there, but right before that sand trap is turn number 4. Then we go through the S's of 5, 6, 7, 8. And then turn number 9, the right-hander, leads us up the hill once again through Thunder Valley. Then we get through turn 11, the kink. As we head into the carousel, turn number 12. And the final corner, turn number 13, leads us back onto the start-finish straight. It's going to be a fun one tonight, 60 laps on our hands.
Yeah, thank you so much, Emerson. One thing that's extremely exciting about this road course is it has some really long straights where these ARCA cars that are carrying about 700 horsepower are going to get up to some very, very high speeds. The braking is going to be incredible. It's going to also be what's going to determine who wins this race. There are also a lot of really slow speed, probably in second gear, a couple of them in first gear corners, where these drivers are going to have to, hopefully they've done their homework, they've got a lot of practice laps in. They're going to have to maneuver their ARCA car through those corners in the right gear without spinning out, getting off the track, and getting the best drive off the corner for those long straightaways. Exactly. Thank you so much, Emerson. And just looking at the drivers I'm looking at, just to double check with you, Emerson, real quick, we have got quite a few drivers listed in this field tonight. How many do you have on your screen? Real dumb question. I got to ask you, could I be in the wrong hosted room? I've only got about 11 drivers.
Possibly, but there's 16 drivers who have taken time. Our provisional pole sitter right now is Max Stack, if you can see that.
Yes, I think I see him at 127,492.
034. Oh, you might be in the wrong session. There was actually a problem before we went on the air. The original session was not set up for all drivers in the league to be able to enter it, because normally we have the oval races. You have to be a certain license to be in the oval races, and those same settings were used for Mid-Ohio, but most drivers may still be in rookie or D class for Mid-Ohio, so they were not eligible. So this is a hosted session. So that might have gotten jumbled up into confusion. If you want to maybe try to leave and try to join that, but it's under hosted sessions, and Michael McKinnon's the host, and the password is in the broadcast chat.
Hey, I appreciate that. I'll let you cover things for just a few more minutes as they qualify, and I will find the right room. Fans, again, forgive us. Technical difficulties do happen from time to time, and we appreciate you being patient.
Yeah, of course. It happens. Things get confusing. Technology can be confusing, but technology is not confusing for some of these drivers who really have this iRacing nailed down. Ellison working his way through. I believe this is out on the way to turn 11 on the there's a little lockup there. That's also another thing. Heavy braking can tend to lead to lockups, which can really kill the rubber on the tire and also just really kill lap time.
Yeah, absolutely, Emerson. These drivers are also going to have to be very cognizant, big word for my vocabulary, of how hard they push the car early in a run, because this race could go green the whole time, which might mean only one pit stop, and you may need to have some good tires near the end of that first run.
Right, definitely. If Pocono was anything, remember Pocono, not necessarily a road course, but last week most race teams in real life will strategize Pocono as a road course race because they tend to get long green flag runs and you tend to not lose a lap when you make a pit stop at Pocono. Same thing here at Mid-Ohio. If you make a pit stop and it's just for normal 4 tires and fuel, you don't tend to lose a lap. So strategy can come into play big time here, considering you can kind of be a little wacky with it, but you just have to be smart. We possibly could see a 2-stop strategy maybe come into play, but I believe 1-stop strategy is definitely going to be the way after Pocono.
And Emerson, that's going to lead us to the next question for all these fans who are watching tonight. Which driver is going to be the best to incorporate the 1 pit stop strategy, and which drivers are going to be the best to incorporate the 2 pit stop strategy? Because one or the other is going to probably play out, but if you have a driver who incorporates one much better than the fastest driver on the other schedule, you never know who could win this race.
Right, it's going to come down to a lot of factors. One is definitely like traffic. If you go for a 2-stop strategy, you want to make sure when you pit, you come off the pit lane and clean air. Because if you're not coming off the pit lane and clean air, your strategy's killed. Because you need to make up as much time as you can. Because you're going to have the freshest tires almost at all times. So if you're on a 1-stop strategy, you also can't lose too much time, because you won't have the fresh tires for long. You're gonna be trying to preserve your tires. You don't want to get into battles where you wear out your tires on the outside of corners.
Exactly. Another thing, Emerson, we all know the first lap on these brand new tires that the ARCA cars are going to be using tonight, they're going to be cold. So you're not going to get the fastest lap on your first lap with brand new tires. However, like you said, you want to be clear of traffic so you can get a lot of heat in the tires so that your second lap you're up to speed. Not only that, but in your second lap you definitely want to be able to run some really fast laps if you're only doing a 1-lap session.
Right. So I believe we're gridding up here, and the pace lap's not going to be too long, so I'm going to go through as much of the starting lineup as we can. Row number 1, we're going to have the 5 of Max Steck and the 40 of Joshua Balliette. How about row 2, we're going to have the 49 of Clinton Sneed and the 99 of Rhett Tucker. Row number 3, we're going to have the 66 of Ryan Wolf and the 19 of Peyton Howell. Row number 4, we'll have the 27 of Gabriel Ellison and the 16 of Nathan Rogue. Row number 5, we'll have the 21 of Clinton Castleberry and the 26 of Joshua Gould.
Yeah, on row number, I guess this would be 11. We've got Justin Scruggs in the 11. In 11th place, we've also got beside him Benjamin Dupree in the 182. In 12th, we got James Fitzmaurice, the 33. He's a great road course driver. In 13th, we got Dane Hagan. In the 14th position, he's in the 39. Tyler Daniels had a lot of practice this week, I saw in the chat. He's in the 93, starting 15th. 16th, we have Mitch Ellison in the 55. Jesse Scrage in the 20 car will be starting 17th. 18th will be Jonathan Mundo. And we will take this green flag if you go ahead.
Yes, restart. Green flag here. Max Steck gets onto a great restart. Josh Valiette, he's going to try to follow in line here and try to see what kind of an advantage he can make up on this 5 car, who's already opened up about a 16th lead across the first scoring loop. And it's contact in the back, the 19. Peyton Howell goes around.
Unfortunately, on the turn 1 of the first lap, that's what's going to happen, and these guys are going to get straightened out.
Yeah, Max Steck right now currently the race leader. Josh Valiette under attack from the 99 of Rhett Tucker. A little bit of clipping the grass there, I think, from the 5 car, which is okay if you can, keep the car mostly on track. If it helps you out with your arc, by all means use it. You're going to see these drivers taking different lines, but mostly you want to get the perfect arc. You're going to make better lap time by making wide arcs, clipping the apex in the center.
Exactly, Emerson. Matter of fact, these first opening laps of the tires are coming up to temperature. These drivers are just going to try to fill the car, fill the track. This is a little bit different weather conditions. They practiced in not much, but they want to make sure they get around the track clean. They understand how the car is going to handle, and they're going to also understand when the tires do get up to temperature, how hard they can push it. And at that time, they do not want to wear the tires out too soon, as we absolutely have Max Steck, the leader, in car number 5 from the green.
Right, now we're on board with the 49 of Clinton Sneed here. He tries to hound the back bumper of the 40 of Joshua Valiette. Up the hill we go, on the way to the keyhole. We'll see if we can make any lunge here. The keyhole is a heavy braking zone, and if you can get up alongside somebody, you can try to outbrake them, and it's a great overtaking opportunity. The next one is actually right out of this turn. You're going to enter the long back straightaway. You're going to go through the kink of turn number 3, then turn number 4. Again, heavy braking zone, a great chance to overtake. You can get the slipstream and the run.
Yes, sir. I just noticed the 41 of Jonathan Mundo came off the track. I don't think he hit anything. He's in that Burger King number 41. He's trying to get going in the grass, back on the track now, but he's going to lose a lot of positions there, Emerson.
Right, you almost hear almost all the time, rule number 1 of road course racing is keep it on the track. Even if you're not fast, you're going to have a much better day if you keep all 4 wheels on the pavement at all times.
We still have Max Steck leading the field. He's got about a 5, 6, maybe 8 car length lead over our second place runner, which would be Rhett Tucker. And I already know Rhett Tucker is one of the greatest racers here in the ARCA series. He is just biding his time, saving his tires, as we got 3 cars close together behind him in 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yeah, that's Joshua Valiette, Clinton Sneed, and Ryan Wolf. Again, all 3 of them have qualified up here in the top 3, top 4 rows, and they're all up here, biding their time. It is a 60-lap race at this point now. The early lap melee is kind of behind them. You're kind of just trying to find your rhythm here. Maybe you kind of make up a couple spots, as I believe that's Clinton Sneed on Ryan Wolf, the battle for 4th. Sneed around the outside. He's going to get action pass from the inside of the 66 of Ryan Wolf, and that hampers number 66 down the straightaway. Maybe Sneed will have another go back. You can see Sneed running a little different of a livery. You see that 49 actually pushed back a little bit, kind of like how the NASCAR Cup Series used in the All-Star race in real life. So I like, they're trying things with liveries, especially at a road course, just why not have fun with it?
Exactly.
So working through the S's here, up and down the hill, you're going to really notice a lot of elevation change. You can see over the crest of the hills, at the top of the hills, that these cars are going to get very light, and I know that's very ironic to say, because these cars are the furthest things from light. But these cars, they do get light at the top of those hills, which can have them lose a lot of traction. You really want to keep the steering wheel straight going over those hills.
Exactly. That's one of the tricky parts of this track at Mid-Ohio, Emerson. Some of these corners are top of the hill, down. And so you're going to have to brake early enough to keep your car on the track and out of the grass. And these top leaders are doing an incredible job.
Right, this is truly a great display of road racing talent. And around goes the 49! Well, I probably should not have said anything, but Clinton Sneed around the inside of turn number 1. We'll see if he can get this thing going before he loses too many spots. Still inside the top 10 if he can get up to speed now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. He is slow on the track. Unfortunately, whether it's braking carrying too much speed into the corner, that will definitely get you turned around. Luckily, he was able to get to go in the right direction. And looks like he's off the track again, into the sand.
Yeah, he's gone off. I think what might have happened in turn one, whether he wheel hopped or clipped the inside curbing, because that's another thing. If you clip the curb, the car will get unsettled and you'll lose control. But after that, he heated up the tires and maybe they just didn't really work well with him in the keyhole. But right now in P12, not all is lost. If he gets maybe a yellow to fall his way or gets some strategy to fall his way, he's still in this.
Exactly. You never know where you're going to end up. However, like you said earlier, Emerson.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the 99 of Rhett Tucker just takes the race lead from Max Steck. And here comes the 40 of Josh Balliet, a 3-car battle for the race lead as they come through turn 12.
Yes, and they are 3-car lengths apart on the front stretch across the start-finish line. And this is where it's going to come down to. As they go through the first corner and they drive down into the corner number 2, who can get the advantage braking into the corner? That's always the secret.
All right, you're going to see a lot of overtakes made in those S's if drivers make mistakes, which I think is possibly what happened to Max Steck because he got overtaken in a weird spot on the track. So either he made a mistake and maybe slid out of line, and Rhett Tucker was just there hounding the back bumper and took advantage of it. Either that or he went off track or something, but Max Steck really looked like he was in control of this race to start so far. But Rhett Tucker's now out in front. There's a slow car off in the grass to the left, right on the racing line. Let's see if the drivers, they can go around him. Wow, that was very hairy.
Absolutely. Anytime a driver in front of you causes you to lose your momentum, again, this is something we haven't mentioned yet, Emerson. This is a rhythm track. I've driven many laps on this track in many different cars, including the GT40, which is incredible. But you have to have your rhythm down pat. You have to know exactly where your braking spots are for every corner. And when something happens in front of you, you get out of your rhythm, that can definitely ruin your lap.
Yeah, there's a car off the track. Actually, this is the 68 of Ryan Kindle off. I believe that's turn number 4. And and around goes the 20. Further behind on the 20 of Jesse Scrage. A lot of contact, a lot of melee goes on behind him, and I think that's just a product of turn 4 being a heavy and tricky braking zone. Turn 4 there at the end of the straightaway doesn't really have too many brake markers. You kind of have to guess where to brake for that corner.
Exactly. And that's one thing that we're going to see all the time tonight in the race.
Yeah, definitely the braking points, especially if you're battling somebody. Somebody can have an earlier braking point than you, and you have to adjust, or you're going to run right into the back of them. That could have also been what happened. Max Steck actually experiencing a little bit of lag, but hanging tough there in second position, still piling on the pressure on the 99 of Rhett Tucker, the 40 of Josh Balliet, still up here, the top 3. Still up here, Ryan Wolf not too far behind if anything happens.
It looks like we have Mitch Ellison in the 15. He is looks like he's already way in the back of the pack. We got some other drivers real quick just to give you an update, fans, of who started where and where they're running now real quick. Just to be interesting for the most dynamic changes. Peyton Howe started 6th. He's running 14th. He must have had some serious issues. Probably running off the course at least once or twice. Looks like the biggest mover right now, Emerson, in the field is probably going to be probably Chris Cinnamon. Started 20th, is in 13th. But most of the drivers up front are racing a clean race, and they know how to race the track. Right here on this track at Mid-Ohio, Emerson, you're not trying to race each other as much. Somebody catches you, you let them go by. You catch somebody, you hope they let you go by. You want to race the track, keep your rhythm, and get the best lap times every lap
turn 12,
you can.
3 cars around in turn 12. Major accident. Peyton Howell, Eric Zimmerman. Sorry to cut you off on your point again.
That's fine.
Right, but yeah, Peyton Howell is actually involved in that lap 1, turn 1 incident, and he's back here. Several of these drivers around Peyton Howell in this middle of the field, they're going off a little casually. And again, some of these drivers, they do well on ovals, but road course racing is a little different. It's almost out of their element sometimes. Yeah,
that's going to change the running order for sure. These drivers are definitely going to needs some kind of caution coming forward. If not, they're going to have to use pit strategy, Emerson. Sometimes that's what you got to do to be able to gain track position. If you come in earlier than the leaders, if you're far enough up front so you can come back out on the track and you're still on the lead lap, Emerson, that may be the best strategy of all if you need a caution and you don't get it.
Right, yeah, making up time in the pit lane, it's huge. And again, for reiterating a point I made earlier, that this track, if you pit for 4 tires and fuel, you don't get lapped. So if you can pit at the right time, get yourself either in some clean air once you come off the pit lane, and or undercut or overcut somebody through pit strategy and gain that time, it'll make huge dividends, especially on a road course. You hear undercut and overcut a lot in road racing series like Formula One, and they just kind of mean where if you undercut somebody, you pit a lap or 2 before them in order to get the fresh tires to go around them. Or if you overcut somebody, it's if you pit a lap or 2 after them and they were like holding you up, but you can run faster now that they're out of your way, and you pass them even with pitting 2 laps later. So those are just kind of the terms that are generally used by road racing series. Oh, Rhett Tucker goes a little wide. They're catching up to the 41 of Jonathan Munda. All 3 of the leaders are here under a blanket. Let's see how they work through lap traffic. Munda lets them all go by. Everybody's still within half a second one another.
Yes, that was a very scary situation for the leaders, which are Rhett Tucker, Matt Steck, and Joshua Ballet. They all 3 were able to pass there, but it does give the second place driver, Matt Steck, an opportunity as he's right on the bumper of the leader.
Yeah, he was searching there into turn 11 there. He really had a great drive down in there. Turn 12 looks like Rhett Tucker has a later apex, and it's going to get him the nice run through turn 13 and onto the straightaway here. Balliet, he's not really piling any pressure on Steck. He's just kind of letting them run their own. To your point earlier, this is road courses, and this track specifically is, like you said, a rhythm track. You kind of race the track more than you race each other, and that's exactly what Balliet's doing. He's actually letting the 2 in front of him race each other more than he races them. He's just sticking with them.
Exactly. Now, I'm wondering if the sponsorship on Joshua Ballet, the number 40 in position 3 car, is accurate. EWRL. Do you have any information on what that sponsor stands for?
Just a little bit. Actually, that is my sponsorship on the hood. I paid his entry fee, so basically sponsoring him for the race. Extreme World Racing League. That's my league, and because it's another league's airtime, I'm not going to take up too much on it. But right now, I host a Formula One 2020 league. I broadcast that, and I have close to full grid sizes, which is about 20 cars in Formula One, and it's a highly competitive league. Just looking for drivers who are on PS4. If you're interested, add EWRL_Emerson on PlayStation, and I'll get you hooked up and into the league. We run Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, fans, I tell you what, if you're any kind of iRacer, you want to absolutely take advantage of that opportunity. And knowing Emerson Arden as well as I do, you definitely know that that's going to be an awesome opportunity. Going back to sponsorships real quick while we are under green, these top 3 are under a blanket. Rhett Tucker in the number 99, he's in the Malware Bites Ford. Running great, looking wonderful tonight. Behind him, Max Steck. Looks like he is in that beautiful New York Islanders orange and blue Impala, number 5. Behind him, we have Josh Ballet. We already talked about him in the number 40. Back in 4th, we have Ryan Wolf in the Pampers sponsored car. He is up to 4th position at 66. Right behind him, all over his bumper, as a matter of fact, is Gabriel Ellison in that McKinnon Motorsports number 27. He has made some great time lately. Behind him in 6th, we got Nathan Roge. He is in that, I'm not sure, it's a beautiful blue car. A little damage on the left front. We may look to the back of the car, see if we get a better idea of what the sponsorship is.
I believe it is Alpine Stars, which is a common brand of like racewear, like racing gloves and racing shoes kind of brand.
Exactly. He's having a great run tonight as well. As we go through the field, give me just a second. I'm not sure where I left off there, Mac McKinnon. There we go. Clinton Sneed, he's in 11th. He's in that Toyota racing machine, and I'll let you take the next few.
Yeah, actually, going back up a little bit, Clint Castleberry in P7 here, running a heavy blue car there. I believe that is a Red Bull-esque livery there on that 21. Back here to the 26, Joshua Gold in P8. trying to see what livery that is.
Old Farm Computer on Tyler Daniels. He's 1 lap down, 23rd. Joshua Gold, sorry about that. I got the Right Way, looks like Right Way Motorsports or Right Way Air Conditioning. My bad. Sorry about that, Joshua. He's in the 26 car, 9th position. A little damage, but he's running great. Behind him we got, or in front of him, the number 8. We've got Justin Scruggs in that beautiful triple star hood, number 11. Clinton Sneed, we're talking about in the Toyota, 49, position 11th. 10th, we've got Benjamin Dupree. That is a beautiful paint job there. It looks like it's Par Vice City. I'm not sure what that stands for, but Benjamin Dupree's definitely got one of the best eye-catcher paint jobs at her tonight, 11th in the 182. 12th, we got, like you just mentioned, Chris Cinnamon. He's in that Lordco Auto Parts vehicle. Car number 3 in 12th. Peyton Howes in that New River Recycling number 19 car. He's in position 13. We got Jonathan Munda. He's back a lap down in 22nd. Burger King, can't beat that. Makes me hungry right now. Behind him, we got Ryan Kendall in the 19th and the 68 DNGR Nation, which is a beautiful paint job. And some of these cars could be a lap down. Dane Hagan, I want to get a good call out. NASA, this is a great day for the 39 car of Dane Hagan. I'm going to take just a second here, fans, because today was a day when we had a lot of the, we actually had NASA sending out a rocket. I'm not real detailed on the NASA, but it was a launch today, a big deal coming forward. I think it's going to be a rocket to Mars for like 7, 8, 9 months. If you know anything about that, Emerson, you can let us know.
I don't know too much about it, but I did see it was all over Facebook this morning. It is a huge deal, and Dane Hagan trying to make a great showing for that NASA inspired livery on that 39. How about a top 10? He's spots out of that, but it's a long race. We're only 1/5 into the race. He surely can climb the field a little bit more and get some spots.
Yeah, he's having a great run tonight. Also, Scott Kennedy, it's in the It Works Every Time number 2. We're going to find out exactly what's on the hood of this vehicle. Looks like Colt 45. That's a beautiful paint job on his car. He's got a little bit of right front damage. He's about to get past right now. Looks like the 73. Let me go back one car to the BC Strong number 73 of Jeremy Crandall. Yeah, he's in 15th. He's obviously moving his way up forward. Oh, yeah, we got to cross the track. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was not for position. That was Scott Cuddy. He was 1 lap down. Scott Cuddy is, and yeah, he went off the track in turn 1. I don't know, maybe you're trying to let him by, but I don't think he intended to go off the track. It's something that we misjudge. Maybe trying to go a little deeper into the braking zone than you're normally used to, just trying to let a faster car by. It's unfortunate. Sometimes it happens. You're just trying to be the good guy, and it kind of backfires on you sometimes.
Absolutely. And this is always a situation where things happen fast, and you never know when they're going to happen. These drivers have got their hands full. I'm going through the field trying to get the sponsors in tonight, fans, because these drivers, their sponsorship on these race cars is very important. A lot of times the sponsors are paying some money to be on the car tonight, and we just want to make sure we get a chance to highlight each and every one if we do get a chance. And back in 16th, we got Mitch Ellison. He's in that number 55, another entry from McKinnon Motorsports. He's having a good ride. Another one for McKinnon Motorsports. That'd be James Fitzmaurice. He's in the 33. Another great, beautiful paint job on his vehicle. And it looks like the leaders are catching them.
Yeah, a couple more. Jesse Scrage in the 20. I believe that is a Wolfgang car? Not exactly sure what the sponsorship is on the 20 car, but it is a bright yellow car. It reminds me of Renault, like that bright yellow and black scheme.
Exactly. We're looking at it right now. On the back bumper, it says "Say 10," which I'm not sure what that means. We're going to look at it real quick from a couple of different views. It looks like a jungle car to me, but I tell you what, Jesse's got a great paint job. Nobody's going to miss the number 20 tonight, and he's an 18th. Hopefully he gets a break. He's the first car right now, Jesse Scrage, one lap down. Hopefully he can get a break and get back on the lead lap.
Most definitely. Back up front, Rhett Tucker has not been able to pull away from Matt Steck one bit. Joshua Balliet's dropped off a little bit. Maybe seeing these guys getting a little too intense with one another. Oh, somebody's gone off the track. I believe that was another car letting the leaders by. And that was Scott Ketty once again. Just trying to let these drivers by.
Yeah, a lot of times the leaders will catch you, and you have a hard time getting out of their way. That's happened many times. Actually, for me, I'll admit it. And on these road courses, if you're not an ace, these fast road course aces will catch you real quick.
Yeah, we call them road ringers when they come down from their other road racing series or road racing backgrounds, and they come here, to the stock cars, and they run, the road course races that stock cars have, a few times a year. It used to be only one or two times, but now the Xfinity series actually, in real life, there's up to 5 road courses this season. And, I like that, it's kind of diversifying the schedule a little bit and adding those races where, it gets to show those drivers with the special skill set a little bit more on the season.
Exactly. One thing for sure, these drivers who are not used to the road course, they are getting some experience tonight they may be able to use later in the race season. Definitely, they'll be learning from this road course. You never know, Emerson, how this is going to help them out in the future.
Right, and this is the ARCA Driver Development Series by Josh White Racing Esports. And it's there in the name. It's a driver development series. These drivers are here to learn and here to try to better themselves and move on up the ladder here in sim racing. And what better way, you got to get through a road course sometime. Why not do it early?
Exactly. And this could actually change up the points battle. I'm not sure if you have that anywhere in front of you. If not, no problem. We are watching these drivers put on a clinic here. At least the leaders, they're definitely running some of the fastest laps. To give you an example, fans, we have Rhett Tucker. He qualified at a 1:27.802. Second place, Max Steck. He qualified at 1:27.033. They have slowed down quite a bit from that pace, but these guys up front are definitely putting on a clinic.
Right, it's only a matter of time, where the tires are going to fall off, and I mean, it's slowing these guys down, but the fact that these 3 drivers have still been with each other all race long is another thing. It is insane how they have not, really broken away from one another. Rhett Tucker's not really pulled any from Max Steck. Somebody's around in the back. There's a couple cars around. Ryan Kendall, Scott Ketty are at 0 miles per hour on the scoring sheet. Also, Balliet has not lost any touch really with these 2. He's backed off a little bit right from the back bumper to 5 car. He's no longer on the back bumper, but he's there, when they get to battling. And I think it's also maybe the tires are getting older. Max Steck is realizing that, hey, I'm going to wear out my stuff if I continue to try to pass this 99. Let me just ride here in second, and let's see how strategy plays out.
Yeah, this race is definitely coming down to these drivers have got at least 15, 16 laps in the book. Who's going to be the first to come to pit road?
It'll be interesting if they're going to make a 2-stop strategy and about 30 laps. A couple of drivers have made stops to pit lane, but probably for damage. Ryan Kendall's been in once, Jonathan Munda's been in once, and Tyler Daniels has been in twice. But I'm going to assume all of those stops are for damage. You're going to make this a 2-stop race. You're going to come in about 3 or 4 laps. Split it into 20-lap stints. If you're going to make it a 1-stop, you're going to come in at about 13 or 14 laps and make it a 30-lap stint on both sides.
And on that note, we're going to go to our Crank It Up program. Fans, you're going to love this. Thank you so much, Emerson. All right, fans, hope you enjoyed that. Crank it up. You've not missed anything up front. We still have Rhett Tucker in the second place in the 99. He is following our leader, Matt Steck in the number 5. Running third, we have Joshua Ballet, a new driver tonight, in that number 40. And I'm just wondering, Emerson, if Joshua is just kind of biding his time, waiting to see what these other drivers are going to do, what's going to happen on the pit stop. A lot of other drivers are not having that great of a night, but these looks like the top about 10 have not made many position changes tonight. What do you think, Emerson?
Yeah, I think there really is diverse groups in the field tonight. You know, there's the road ringers. You would obviously, I would call it a top 3, top 5. You know, the drivers are just good at road courses. And, you know, the midfield, which, you know, they're not that used to road courses, but, you know, they're able to keep it on the pavement. And then the back markers are really just trying to figure out this road racing thing, maybe for the first time. I think those really are the 3 types of drivers we have in the field tonight in this driver development series. That's not a problem one bit at all. Yeah, Balliet, I think he was biding his time, but now he's seen Max Steck really get out to a huge lead. He's going to find his way around this 99 quick, and I think he's going to start piling on the pressure on this 99 soon.
Yes, and when do you expect these drivers to make pit stops?
If I'm one of these 3 drivers, I'm expecting it in the next 10 laps. I'm not going to expect them to come in anytime soon. About 10 laps time, they'll split this race in half.
Exactly. So what you're saying there are, excuse me, Emerson, is the top 5-10 drivers probably going to run this in one pit stop. Maybe some people in the back may come down pit road and try to make a 2-stop. I'm not sure I've seen anybody on pit road so far.
Yeah, the only drivers I've seen on pit lane, I'm pretty sure, are looking for damage repairs. Here comes the 40 around the outside, trying to maybe see if we can get a crossover in his 99. Trying to get a run. This is actually where Max Steck made the pass on Rhett Tucker during Crank It Up. Actually was going into the S's. So Malika was trying to get the same thing done there, but couldn't really get a run on the 99. As Max Steck now opens up a 2-second gap over Rhett Tucker. Joshua Ballet, he's got to really find his way around this 99.
Exactly. We have the 73 car they're passing. That'd be Jeremy Crandall. It looks like he may be down a little bit on power, or he may be just trying to stretch this to one stop. I'm not real sure. He's in the 14th position, Jeremy Crandall is. Looks like he started 24th, and right now he has the first driver 1 lap down.
Right, yeah, I don't, it really looks like this field is spread out enough, and race control really isn't going to call incidents that aren't necessarily blocking the track, so we might end up having this race go through rain unless there's a huge pileup somewhere in the circuit. That being said, you know, these drivers are trying to get everything they get. As you said, he was 24th, and started when he's 1 lap down. You know, it's moral victories really, as Rhett Tucker actually knocked down a cone there on the, which is blocking off the oval configuration there in the middle of the turns 2 and 3.
Yeah, so what this is looking like, the way this is shaping up here, Emerson, it's going to come down to these top 3 or 4 drivers who can get the very, very best onto pit road speed, pit stop, 4 tires, and I guess 2 cans of Sunoco Racing Fuel off of pit road with 0 penalties. Which of the top 3 or 4 drivers can do that the absolute best, and who can come 1 or 2 laps earlier? That's going to determine who's going to win this race.
I was about to say, if I'm Joshua Balliet or Rhett Tucker, I think about maybe short pitting that 5 car, because he's absolutely getting out to a lead here. You see Balliet, he is really trying to find a way around this 99, but he doesn't get the runs in the right places. He needs to get a run like off of turn 1 right here, so he can set him up for turn 2, but it looks like the 99 is just better in the right spots and kind of mauling his way around the rest of the circuit, which is perfectly fine. You know, if your car can only handle being fast in certain parts of the track, you know, you run your strengths, and that's definitely what Rhett Tucker's doing right now.
Exactly. And sometimes, if you know you're going to get a great pit stop, you may let the driver in front of you keep his distance. You may just bank on the fact, you know, you can get on the pit road, pit stop, off pit road quicker, And with the fresh tires, that's when you're going to make your move to get to the second position and then hopefully get to the lead of the race.
Most definitely. So yeah, it really is going to come to what lap these drivers pit. If the 5 car hits pit lane first, and around goes the 41 of Jonathan Mundo right in front of second place. Whoa, big moment there. Yeah, if this 5 car comes the first out of these 3 drivers, it's almost game over unless something happens.
Yeah, I think that's the second time at least the 41 has gone around. And again, we already mentioned this. This is Mid-Ohio, fans. This is a road course that most drivers don't get experience on. So this is going to be valuable experience in their bank, in their memory brain, in their crew chief setup of how to race a road course, which may come in very handy later in the season. But obviously the, like you called them, which is absolutely correct, I just didn't think of the word, the road course ringers, these guys are definitely putting on a great show.
Yeah, and anything, what might happen here is, some of these not so experienced road racers can save the replay and look back at how these drivers
it looks
take
like
the
with the
track.
99 of Rhett Tucker, he gets sliding the tires into the corner, and Joshua Ballet, the number 40, is going to make a great big run on him. Going down the back stretch, if you want to call it. He's definitely got the fender in front.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure Rhett Tucker's going to be able to overtake him.
Yeah, I think this is definitely it. The 40's got the preferred line as long as he can keep it on the pavement here. He gets clear of that 99. So now we're going to see if Joshua Balliet can run down Max Steck.
Yeah, that's a whole nother part of the strategy there, Emerson. You can ride behind a driver 5 laps, 10 laps, 20 laps, as Joshua Ballet does make the pass cleanly. And you can watch their line. You can learn from it. You can save your tires, your equipment. And you're basically just waiting for the driver in front of you to make one simple mistake that costs them a half a second. That's when you pounce. That's exactly what Joshua Ballet just did. Unfortunately, Rhett Tucker in the 99 is back to third. And he's going to have to do something on pit road to pass back the second place runner and get back to the lead.
Yeah, right now it's starting to get into the point of the race where you start to play mind games. You try to see what is what are your competitors thinking? How are they feeling about you? I think these drivers, especially Rhett Tucker, Joshua Balliet, they understand how much faster Max Steck is. Can Max Steck maybe coax them into making a strategy call that they don't want to make by maybe extending the gap a little bit more? And it may be forcing these drivers into a bind. It would be something. The mind games start to become a factor here. Is actually something happened maybe to Max Steck, because I'm looking at timing and scoring here. I've been watching a little bit. Max Steck had about 4.5 second advantage over Joshua Balliet coming through the first couple corners of the track, but now it's down to 2.3. Now it's actually at 3. It's actually fluctuating a lot, but yeah, that margin is definitely going to be something these drivers are going to be able to watch. Unlike real life, these drivers do have access to their personal timing and scoring, like what position they're in and what the gap is to the driver in front or behind them.
Exactly, and right now, this late into our run, we're both estimating about 3 to 4 to 5, 6 laps before pit stops. These tires are flat worn out. It's amazing these leaders are staying on the track as well as they are. The lap times have dropped at least 2 seconds a lap. And so staying on the track is very important. Does not surprise me at all that some of these leaders have lost some time just trying to keep the vehicle on the track.
Right, I think this is definitely going to go back to a large part of what Max Steck was doing behind Rhett Tucker. Rhett Tucker was definitely driving the wheels off his car, trying to stay in front of the 5. But a 5, he was running lap times to stay behind him, but not running lap times to try to get to his inside or outside where he really couldn't. He was just kind of letting him run his race, waiting for him to wear out his stuff or make a mistake. Eventually, I think it just came down to wearing out his stuff, and Max Steck just went around and off and away. And Balliet he had to force the issue to try to get around the 99, which is gonna probably hurt his tires.
Exactly, and while we're getting ready for our first round of pit stops, Emerson, Again, I'm going to go through a couple of drivers who have made some big moves. A couple of drivers who have lost some positions. Basically, in the top 10, all the way down to Peyton Howell, who started 6th. He's fallen back to 10th. In front of him, Joshua Gold started 10th, is in 9th. The top 10 are basically where they started the race. The biggest movers right now, Emerson, that I'm looking at, that are, and some of these may be a lap down, but the biggest mover I'm seeing right now is going to be Chris Cinnamon, started 20th. He's in the 13th position.
Right, Chris Cinnamon, we haven't talked much about him, but it is the moral victories. You heard, he started deep in the pack. However, he didn't qualify or didn't set a good qualifying time. And here he is in the middle of the field. A great moral victory, I would say, so if he's able to hold on to the spot or even gain a couple more.
Exactly, and the next biggest mover that I'm seeing here on the screen has got to be that Jeremy Crandall, started 24th and 14th, 1 lap down. Nobody wants to be 1 lap down. I know Jeremy, he's a great driver. He's out of Florida, near Daytona. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Jeremy didn't watch the launch this morning from NASA. And he might not have got as much practice in as he wanted to do for today's race. But he has moved up 10 spots. Obviously, he wants to run the top 5. I know Jeremy, he wants to win the race. But he's having one of the better runs so far of the drivers in the field.
Right, and again, I know I've said it a lot, but it's the moral victories. You take what you can get, knowing what you're capable of. If you knew, like, when you saw this track on the schedule, if you knew or you had a good feeling in yourself that you probably weren't even going to get a top 10, you got to take kind of what you can get. Obviously, practicing would definitely help that out. But yeah, at the end of the day, you're here, you're racing, and at this point, you're on damage control in terms of points, and ready to get back to the ovals. And Jeremy Crandall goes a little wide through turn 13. Also, when you mentioned Chris Cinnamon, he also went off in turn 5, and actually he hits the pit lane. Which he's actually coming off the pit lane right now. This, I believe, is the first real strategy stop for tires. He's going to put himself 1 lap down, the second car 1 lap down, right behind the 73 of Crandall.
Exactly, but this could be one of the smartest moves of the race tonight, Emerson. Chris Cinnamon running pretty good in that number 3 Gorton's Auto Sales vehicle in ARCA Series. He has got the freshest tires right now on the track. If he can run 2, 3, 4 laps faster than the leaders, he may be able to get back on the lead lap. Probably will be able to get on the lead lap, which is a great strategy move for him. Again, fans, you are watching the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. This is at Mid-Ohio, 60 laps. We call it the 144. This is a very long racetrack with many curves. We've got also the 41 of Jonathan Mund on pit road right now. He's in 20th. He is absolutely already 5 laps down. So who are you seeing, Emerson, in the top leaders that are coming to pit road right now?
I don't see anybody coming to pit lane just yet, but we are getting closer to that number, that magic number of lap 30. We're on lap 28 here, the leaders are, and you see Joshua Balliet. The gap was over 3 seconds. It actually flashed up near 6, 7 seconds at one point on time and scoring. And it's going to go up here on straight, I think, just because it stepped out of that run out of the keyhole. The last time by the start-finish line, under 3 seconds. So Balliet not done yet. If it comes down to trying to catch Max Steck.
Exactly. Real quick, James Fitzmaurice. That's another McKinnon Motorsports vehicle. Did come down pit road. He is in the number 33 car, position 17. He is looks like 1 lap down, but he's got his new tires. He's hoping to make about 3 or 4 or 5 fast laps to gain some position. And I just heard, I think the number 5 of Max Steck may be coming to pit road also. The 182 will be coming to pit road this time.
This is huge. If he comes to pit road now, I don't know if he's going to be able to. Yeah, there's a lap car actually in the way. So I don't know if he was able to at what it didn't do. Oh, Rhett Tucker was trying to get the pit road. He's off into the grass.
He did look like he saved it. Hopefully he does not get a speeding penalty. If he does, he's going to be stuck with it. We're not clearing that kind of penalty. The 99 of Malware Bites. Rhett Tucker running third is on pit road right now. We're going to cover that pit stop real quick. He's in the number 99 car. He pulls to the pit stop. Right side tires, side going up. 2 right side tires. 1 can of Sunoco Racing Fuel in. Left side tires are going on right now. Second can of Sunoco Racing Fuel, probably half can. He is off. What a great pit stop.
So now the biggest thing here is once Max Steck makes it to pit lane, where does Rhett Tucker come out in relation to him and Joshua Balliet, who's actually closed the gap down to 1.5 seconds. He's got to work his way around his 39 car. This could not help him, but the gap was 2.9 last lap. Now between Steck and Balliet, 2.3 last time by the start-finish line. Huge indents from this 40 car.
Exactly. So the question right now is, when will Max Steck come to pit road? He is running in first position, that beautiful number 5 New York Islanders vehicle. He's got a little bit of a lead, 2.6 seconds, like you said, over Joshua. Will Joshua come in to the pits now, or will Max Steck surprise us and come in now? Looks like he passes the entrance to pit road, so Max Steck is going to make another lap on this winding 13-curve Mid-Ohio racetrack.
So that surprises me. I wouldn't expect at least Balliet to stay out another lap, concerning that if you were truly correct that Steck did hint that he was coming to pit lane, that Balliet probably should have dived in a lap before him. And seeing that Rhett Tucker made it to pit lane, even though he made a mistake, Rhett Tucker now is gaining valuable time on Balliet on fresh tires, which can definitely hurt Balliet in the long run, because you already saw him get stuck behind Rhett Tucker. He does not want to be stuck behind him again. We'll see what happens here. How long it really looks like the driver on Balliet's mind is this 5 of Max Steck.
Exactly. Wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't do the exact same thing as Matt Steck. And I guess he's planning on beating him on all pit road, like I mentioned earlier. He knows his crew. They've probably been working and practicing in the garage in the shadows for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And they probably got everything set up perfect. They probably got all the 4 tires, already the lug nuts glued up, and they are ready to come down pit road, beat him on pit road, entrance, exit, the whole pit stop, and sometimes that's what wins a race.
Right, well, this is lap 30. This is the money lap. We'll see. Looks like the 5 is setting up to go a little wide here. No, he's going to stay out on the track another lap. We'll see. Does Balliet come in? No, he stays out as well. So really, it really does look like now Balliet's main focus is that 5.
Yeah, this is very surprising. I thought for sure they'd come down pit road by now. Maybe they're hoping that they can get such a big lead that the third place driver who already made his pit stop, actually we got third place is now Gabriel Ellison. He's moved up quite a bit.
He's in the pit lane.
He's on pit lane now. Good deal. That's very smart.
So another thing is I'm watching the gap between Rhett Tucker and race leader Max Steck right now. That gap is 30 seconds. I believe it was 32 last time at the start-finish line. So that's almost a 2-second advantage that Rhett Tucker's already made up, which I believe was almost the gap between himself and Max Steck coming to pit lane. Balliet definitely has to try to come a lap or so before Steck, or this is really not going to bide well for him.
Yeah, I'm looking on pit road right now. Clinton Sneed is on pit road in that number 49 machine. He is in 7th. He's got the 2 right tires on, left side tires on. He's coming off pit road as we speak in that 49 beautiful Toyota. He's hoping that he's going to be able to make some time on the leaders. Coming in 7th. Looks like he started 3rd. He had some troubles on the track, but this may help him get closer to the top 3.
Steck goes another lap, and here comes Balliet. That's exactly what I was saying. He needs to short pit the 5 car, and finally he's in. And also the 26 of Joshua Gold was in. So both of the Joshuas on the pit lane now. Balliet crosses the start-finish line, 29 to go. This is probably his move all race. Maybe Max Steck is going to try to run it empty.
Yes, it looks like Balliet, right side is going up, 2 right side tires, 1 can of Sunoco Racing Fuel.
Round goes to 66 of Ryan Wolf from 4th place.
Yeah, left side's going up. He's got the 4 tires. Ballet is away in position number 2.
There goes
See if
Rhett
that's
Tucker.
quick enough.
Rhett Tucker passes him. But now I believe Balliette's real thing is he's already gotten by to 99 of Rhett Tucker once this race. He's not necessarily too worried about him. He's 3 seconds back now, but he'll have fresher tires and he thinks he's faster. His real challenge is it going to be good enough to beat the 5 of Max Stack?
And that's the question of the night there, Emerson. When is the 5 coming down pit road?
I think he's made his bet now. He's let both of these drivers short pit. So what he has to do now is run as fast laps as he can and run it empty.
I'm not sure that's the greatest strategy in the world.
It's not, but he really has no choice now. The other driver is already going to get an advantage. So if he runs it empty, the pro of that is that he can come in and take a lot less fuel than the other drivers, making his stop a little bit shorter. Maybe only takes, considering this track is mostly right-handers, maybe only left side tires. It's a gamble, but at this point he's made his bet. Balliette is scored ahead of Rhett Tucker. Yeah, Rhett Tucker must have made a mistake. No, never mind. That just hasn't updated from the start-finish line. It'll update right now. Rhett Tucker crosses the line before Balliette, and that gap between those two, as it updates, is 2.8 seconds. False alarm there.
Hey, no worries at all. Just noticing number 55, another entrant for Michael McKinnon Motorsports, just made his pit stop. Mitch Ellison in the 55. He's in position 15. So he's banking on having the freshest tires near the end of this race. Hopefully that team will get some great finishes by the pit strategy they're including Mitch Ellison in that 55.
Right, so what's happening here is the 55 is actually the first driver 2 laps down. But if he plays this right, he could be trying to race the guys that are 1 lap down, because he is, again, just behind the 40 of Balliette, who he will either in turn cycle out to be 2nd or 3rd, depending on when the 5 of Max Stack pits. So he's not too far behind the race leaders as it is.
Exactly. Sounds like the leader may be coming down pit road as we speak.
Yep, now the real thing. Can Rhett Tucker take the race lead? I think Rhett Tucker is closing, has been out there long enough. Now can Max Stack beat Joshua Balliette out? I think Rhett Tucker is going to cycle out as the race leader here. Rhett Tucker coming through turn 13. Max Stack, unless he's taking 2 tires.
No, he's got 4.
Yep.
Right side, left side's up. The left side tire.
There goes Rhett Tucker.
He's down. He's off.
And Balliette is gone as well. Max Stack falls to 3rd.
So I guess what Matt Steck is counting on right now, Emerson, is that his brand new tires are going to make it the difference here with it looks like about 26, 25 laps to go.
Yeah, we'll be coming around to 26 laps to go. It will be something. What is going to help Balliette here is Balliette has 2 lap cars between himself and the 5 of Max Stack. Actually, never mind. Those are actually lap cars behind Max Stack. But Balliette has a lap car between himself and Stack. And oh, Rhett Tucker's off. He's just given a race lead to Joshua Balliette. Joshua Balliette to the race lead.
That's something you don't count on, but you pray for. And it's going to move the number 40 of your good friend Joshua Ballet to the lead in that beautiful number 40 car.
Yes, sir. Now this is going to be the thing. How can Rhett Tucker fight Max Stack off? Because at this point, Rhett Tucker's probably has to hope for the same thing to happen to the 40 car. Rhett Tucker's not out of this yet. If he can stay in front of the 5 car and something happens to the 40, it can be right back at him.
Yeah, real quick, Joshua Ballet in that number 40, he is in the EWRL machine. One more time, give us what that stands for.
The EWRL is the Extreme World Racing League. It's a PlayStation racing league that I've had since 2014, and He's one of the drivers who's been with me for, almost from the inception. Has helped me build it up a lot. The battle for second intensifies. Steck is on the back bumper of Tucker. The Extreme World Racing League at this moment is a Formula One 2020 PlayStation 4 league. If you're interested in running with us on Sunday nights at 7 p.m., we have a nearly full 20-driver grid, and we're looking for a couple more drivers to fill that up. If you're on PlayStation 4, add EWRL_Emerson on PlayStation. Max Steck goes to second on Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, thank you so much for that update. And that is getting very, very exciting up front.
Yeah, now the bed's made. The bed is made. Can Balliet fend off Steck? This is probably going to be for the win. Steck, again, has fresher tires than Balliet by 2 laps. And will it be the difference here? Balliet, I know he's going to fight hard. He's not going to go down without a fight for sure. He is going to use every trick in the book to keep that 5 car behind him.
Exactly. And knowing he's a great driver, good friend of yours, I wish him all the luck. But it looks like to me right now that lead is shrinking ever so quickly with those brand new tires that the number 5 of Max Steck has got on his machine. I think he timed that pit stop probably a lot better than you or I or anybody close to us could have timed it. Max Steck knows what he's doing, and we'll see. Hopefully he can get around him clean, and hopefully there'll be no contact, and the 40 can actually pull off this win. You never know.
And who knows, right now, Steck piling under pressure, has the slipstream down the back. He's going to try to force the 40 into an error. He'll look to the inside here into turn 4. He won't dive it in there. He's clean. He knows he's got 25 laps to do this thing. It does not have to happen now. He's going to try to peek to the inside, ride that apex, ride that curbing, trying to pile on the pressure. He's trying to throw it to the inside where he can. Balliet not closing the door on him. Just kind of riding his own line, and that's really all you can do right now. You know you're basically in the losing situation by two lap tires. Right now, Steck is just continuing to pile on the pressure on that 40 all the way through the S's. The S's are not in overtaking zone, and right now Balliet's just taking advantage of that, but he's got to come through turn 12, turn 13, and he's got 2 or 3 straightaways and 2 or 3 brake overtaking zones. We'll see if he's able to fend them off.
Yeah, another thing you got to question is this time allowing the tires to equal out? As the 5 looks to the inside of the 40.
Yeah, oh, a little bit of contact. No, he made contact, and around goes the 40.
And that should definitely be a caution.
It should, but I don't know necessarily if race control is calling incidents like that, but wow. That, I don't know about that. Balliet, now he's down to 4th position. He's going to try to chase down Gabriel Ellison, salvage a podium if he can. But that was huge.
We also had the 99 in the sand pit. That should have come out of caution.
Oh, wow. Rhett Tucker, yeah, he's towed. Wow, this is Max Steck's race to lose now if he he has this unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah, if you can pull up the replay real quick of the 99 there. Looks like he just got in the corner a little bit too hot. I'm looking at it real quick. Looks like he was trying to catch up to the 40. And he just overheated the brakes, locked him up. Looks like he had left front maybe down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he blew a tire.
Wow. Unfortunate for 2 of the top 3 leaders. Not much you can do there. These guys are just going to have to tow, make the best of the end of the race.
No, I think Rhett Tucker took a big hit to the back of the 40 car, and it killed his left front, and he tried to hit the brakes and his suspension. His toe was knocked off, and he couldn't turn.
Absolutely. So we still have quite a few laps to go. Is that going to enable? We got the 33 off the track. He's got some serious damage there. The Michael McKinnon, James Fitzmaurice motorsport entry.
Well, what this does do is puts Gabriel Ellison in the position right now, P2. If something happens to Max Steck, either lap traffic or a self-inflicted mistake or something, Gabriel Ellison takes advantage of it. And he right now in P2, and he does have Balliet about 3 seconds behind him. So we'll watch that gap carefully. We'll see if Balliet's able to make up the time but Balliet has a lot of rear end damage.
Well, that's some good strategy working out for you. We have a new number 2 position running vehicle. Like you just mentioned, Gabriel Ellison. He started back in 7th. He's had a very, very clean race. He's up to 2nd. And like you said, if anything happens to Max Deck, Gabriel can pounce, and that'd be a great benefit for the Michael McKinnon Motorsports team. They got 3 entries in this race tonight, at least 3, and they are definitely having a great race here at the end of the race.
Right. It seems that the cards all are falling their way right now. At least Gabriel Ellison, up into 2nd. Mitch Ellison down in 15th, Fitzmaurice in 17th, but there's still spots up for grabs down there.
Yeah, one more time, if we can do a quick crank it up section. We got quite a few laps to go, and we'll be right back, fans. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back, race fans. Sure hope you enjoyed that Crank It Up. I know it's one of my favorite parts of every race.
Right, yeah, they're in that Crank It
We
Up.
still have Matt Steck in the number 5 leading the race. He started first. We had a lot of strategy there in the pit stops going in the middle of the race. He did lose the lead, fell back to third, but he came right back and pounced. And he's back in the lead now with a healthy lead. Looks like 12.5 seconds over Gabriel Ellison, who started 7th. So Gabriel's having a great run in that Michael McKinnon Motorsports machine. 27, he started 7th up to 2nd. Third place, we've got Joshua Ballet. He started 2nd, running in 3rd, 19 seconds back. Pit strategy might not have been the best for him, but as we already mentioned, all these drivers are learning for this from this Mid-Ohio race. 4th position, we got Clinton Sneed. He's made a great recovery. Clinton in that 49 started 3rd. He fell back, I think, as far back as 10th. Probably had a really good early pit stop, I think we documented earlier. And Clinton Sneed is back up to 4th.
Yeah.
And, yeah, go ahead.
During the Crank It Up, you saw Clinton Sneed and Nathan Roge do a lot of battling there for the 4th position. It was insane. They were battling up and down the hills through the S's and everything, and around goes Sneed. Wow, the commentator's curse is alive and well tonight.
Yeah, hopefully he gets it turned around and keeps it going forward.
Yeah, under attack now. I believe this is for position. That's a 21 of Clinton Castleberry. This is for P5 here. Sneed able to hold on to the spot, had the preferred line there. Ellison opening the gap to Balliet. So 2nd place starting to become a more secure position for Gabriel Ellison. Thought Balliet would be able to try to close that gap, but that is a lot of damage on the rear end.
Yeah, once you get damage at this point of the race, Emerson, if it's not leaking, if you're not dropping oil on the track, you just got some fenders rubbed in, rear bumper rubbed in. If you don't have a tire smoke, tire rub, you just kind of got to finish this thing off.
Yeah, totally, and that's what he's trying to do. I'm sure he's hoping he had maybe more of a longer-lived battle for the race lead, but nonetheless, a great run for his first start in the series, and it being a road course and all, came in with the mentality to just get a great finish. And after qualifying 2nd, leading lap, sitting P3, not a bad day.
Exactly, and just to highlight the number 4 running machine, that'd be the number 16 of Nathan Roge. He started 8th. He had a qualifying time of 1:28.7, but he is running really good right now. He's in that beautiful blue 87 paint job, and he's made a lot of ground over the course of this race, which makes me wonder, what does he know about road courses at Mid-Ohio that we don't know?
Honestly, I don't think it's really that he doesn't, that he knows something that we don't. Maybe I think he more had a lack of knowledge to start the race and has learned throughout the race. And I think it's definitely proven evident. Keeping all 4 tires on the pavement helps. And second, just, being at the right spot, the right time, being smart with pitch strategy. He probably had a nice undercut. And that's probably why Clinton Sneed caught up to him and passed him. But Clinton Sneed also just spun himself out coming off the keyhole. And once again, Nathan Roge just keeping the car clean, keeping the car on track. He's not the fastest. He's not up there with what was the top 3, the road ringers, if you will. But he's up here having a decent run now. Unfortunately, Rhett Tucker fell out of the battle after having the tow. He didn't even lose a lap with that. That is what's remarkable. He did, but he came off the pit lane, fresh tires. He passed Max Steck back under to Crank It Up. I thought there might have been a little bit of drama maybe brewing there, but give him a little bump. Not anything more than that. But essentially indirectly put him into that situation. But yeah, he passed it, cleanly, and he's back on the lead lap here. He's about 12 seconds back from Peyton Howell. Brett Tucker can still sneak out a top 8 here. That's about probably the best spot he's going to get unless there's mistakes further up the running order. And Bally at the other part of that top 3 that isn't Max Steck. Down in 3rd, even after a heavy hit like he took.
Yeah, thanks for that very, very detailed update. That's exactly what happened. Fans, if you missed that, you definitely got it now for sure. Again, Emerson, we absolutely appreciate you stepping in tonight, not only with your incredible camera work, but helping out here in the race booth. Got a real quick race history information for you fans from Mid-Ohio as you watch this incredible race here. Mid-Ohio had their first hosted sports car racing event in 1963 as part of the United States Road Racing Championship. The race was 168 miles, and it was won by Ken Miles. I think I've heard that name before. Mid-Ohio would host its first kart race in 1980 as a 156-mile race or 65-lap race close to the night. Major events these days are the Honda Indy 200, which is also the IndyCar Series, 2007 to present. It's also located in Troy Township, Monroe County. The race lap record is 103.877 minutes by Team Penske Simon Pagenaud in a DeLorean vehicle way back in the day.
Yeah, thank you for those race facts. Yep, IndyCar, they come here. It's always a great show. You've seen most recently, or I guess it's not most recently anymore, but one of the recent finishes was actually the teammates, Chip Ganassi teammates, duking it out with one another. Scott Dixon denied his teammate from winning here at this same track. That's the most recent IndyCar finish I can remember. And of course, the stock cars here at Mid-Ohio. No rain on the iRacing surface yet, but man, what kind of a turnaround that would have for something like this, for a series like this. Again, the 2016 NASCAR Xfinity Series came to this track. They've been coming here since 2013, and they had to put on the rain tires pretty much at the start of that race, and it was absolute mayhem, to say the least.
Yeah, we absolutely love these kind of race courses in real life when you got to put on the rain tires. Here in iRacing, we also love the fact that, Emerson, these tracks are laser cut specifically. The width of the track, the length of the track, the bumps, everything about it. Pit road, the pit stalls. So when you fans, if you haven't even considered joining iRacing, this is a great example. These cars are the ARCA cars. They're running about 700 horsepower. They're on this Mid-Ohio racetrack in iRacing, and they're putting on a great show. Again, fans, this is the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. You can find the replay of this on many locations, including Roku, Facebook. Emerson, you probably know a couple other locations.
Yeah, the Amazon Fire Stick will also have this on tape delay coverage. Of course, Facebook, YouTube Live, Vimeo, and several other sources, various sources that people will be joining us from on the live stream. But definitely for tape delay, you want to check out the Roku and Amazon Fire Stick tape delayed versions of this broadcast going up, I believe, tomorrow.
Absolutely. And we also want to give a great big shout out to Josh White for putting on this series of the whole league. You want to make sure you tune in, fans, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. That would be the Josh White Esports Truck Series. And that's going to be a great race. We also want to thank Michael McKinnon for putting this particular race on tonight. He is a great admin of the race, does a lot of great work behind the scenes. And that's one other thing that people don't realize is how much work goes on behind the scenes as far as these races go. But fans, if you're watching this and you're like, man, this is really cool to see, and you've got any kind of inkling at all to do this, you're exactly where I was 5 years ago. I saw a couple of these races. I heard a little bit about them. And yes, I asked for Christmas an iRacing steering wheel pedal setup, which I've got right now, Logitech. It was pretty simple, maybe $300, $299, something like that. The membership for iRacing is not expensive at all, maybe $99 a year. Don't quote me on that. I've got an automatic sign up for myself. But I am a regular guy who never will get a chance to race a real race car. But I signed up and joined iRacing 5 years ago, and I've been having the time of my life. Not only racing these cars, and in case you're wondering, fans, this is the full spectrum. They've got everything from every kind of racing series you can imagine. You name one, you probably will not find it missing from the iRacing regiment, except for maybe motocross. I'm not sure they got that in here yet, Emerson.
Yeah, I don't think they have MotoGP, motocross. They don't have those in drag racing. But other than that, I think that's just a very hard model to put into iRacing. But pretty much anything that has 4 wheels and anything that goes in laps, it is on this service.
Absolutely. And like I said, if you ever wanted to be a race car driver, and you already know, like I did 5 years ago at my age, which I'm not telling you right now, secrets I got to keep, fans, this is a way you can actually get behind the wheel, a real wheel. I'm touching it now. You can have gas pedal, brake pedal, clutch. You got a gear shifter.
Oh, contact! In turn 12, Sneed gets into the back of Castleberry. They were battling for the 5th position or 6th position. And
they're both off the track.
Yeah. Ooh, that
Looks
was...
like Sneed will pass Castleberry.
Yeah, I think maybe Sneed just misjudged when Castleberry was going to break, but both of the Clintons going around there in turn 12.
Yeah, Clinton Sneed, Clinton Castleberry. Back to the race. These drivers are racing hard, even though we've only got about 10 laps to go. They're fighting for every position. Fans, these drivers are in a point system. They're not only racing for the top 3 tonight, which there will be a payout for, could be the top 5. Don't quote me on that. But they're also racing for the end of the year championship. And this is an actual track, Emerson, where if you're back in 8th, 5th, 7th, 10th in points, but you're a great road racer, you may be able to gain a lot of points tonight in the standings just because you're going to pass a lot of cars, and you may have some oval drivers who don't even show up tonight. So this is an incredible opportunity for a lot of drivers. And yes, Sneed in that 49, he's in 6th right now. He's going to gain some points, I'm pretty sure, in the standings. And he's hoping to gain some time on Ryan Wolf in that 66. Pampers Kleenex vehicle. Beautiful paint job. That's one of his sponsors. We love having Ryan Wolf in the race series tonight. And these guys are just trying to gain every position they can at the end of this race for points.
Yeah, Jesse Scrage, he's just trying to scrape by and finish the race that he can here. He's 4 laps down. I believe last car running, P19. He was off the track there in turn 12. Here comes Clinton Sneed trying to go back to his inside. Just not the day Jesse Scrage is wanted.
No, not exactly. He did start 17th, and he's fallen a couple of positions. The good news for Jesse is he's still racing. And like I said, like you said also, Emerson, every single lap you get in this car on this track, you're gaining valuable experience with real competitors at real time, which is going to help you later in this season, maybe season number 2 for the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. You never know how this is going to help you get to the point where you will get promoted to the Josh White Racing Esports Truck Series, which, fans, again, you can watch on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on XP TV. I am going to be part of that race tomorrow night, and you can wish me all the luck. There is a free pizza giveaway tomorrow night on Friday night, and hopefully you'll be able to win that. Just don't choose me, because it's going to be very rare if I win the race.
Yeah, best of luck to you. And where is the truck series tomorrow?
Yeah, I got to throw some comedy into the commentary here because this is a really fun race. And another piece of comedy, I'm racing tomorrow night, and I'm not sure where the track is. I own it, and I'll be there early for practice, but I do not know for sure what track it's at. And I'm just going to be honest with you fans.
Oh man, that's all right. If I'm not, well, no, I'm not gonna try to guess a track, but there's a few tracks that are going on in my head because I last saw the schedule and saw what would be kind of supporting this race, but I don't have it off the top of my head. There's not necessarily oh, and around is a 99 of Rhett Tucker right in front of the race leader, Max Steck. Wheel hopped and maybe trying to get down into turn number 1 and tried to save the car. Nose it into that outside barrier. Ooh. And the race for Max Steck just flashed right before his eyes.
Yep, it looks like Rhett Tucker does get it going again. He's back there in 9th. I just heard him say over the radio, don't touch the grass on the front stretch. These drivers on the front stretch are wide open, trying to get the best speed they can. And obviously, if you touch the grass anywhere on this course, braking, accelerating, the car's going to get out of shape. And it's exactly what just happened to Rhett Tucker.
Yeah, I mean, iRacing models this grass pretty well. But at the same time, as a driver, your goal is never to be on the grass, especially road racing. The goal is always to keep it on the pavement. But you touch that grass in these cars, with these slick tires meant for pavement, it's like ice. There's zero grip. You're gonna go right around if you catch it. Like with your right rear tire, I speak so much of that from experience, especially like Road America Turn 8. Trying to brake into Turn 8, you catch the right rear tire in that grass, you're going to go around and nose it into a barrier.
Oh, wow. Looks like we got 3 wide here back in 8th position as the number 19 of Peyton Howell gets around the number 3 of Chris Cinnamon. Behind him, Jeremy Crandall, who's running back in 14th, I think, all night long. They're giving each other plenty of room here as we come to the closing laps of this Mid-Ohio 144.
Yeah, actually looking at that battle, none of those drivers were on the same lap, but all of them running that close to one another. Still pretty sketchy.
I tell you one thing, Emerson, our leader tonight has basically put on a clinic here. I'm not sure if Max Steck lives in Ohio. I may have to pull up his bio before the end of the race. We'll ask him in the post-race interviews if he does end up winning the race or finishing top 3. But he's racing this track, Emerson, like he grew up here.
Yeah, he's absolutely having a blast. I don't even know if that's necessarily the case, but what I can tell for sure is this man has put in the practice. Because, it takes a lot to be perfect at a road course. If you see a road course coming up on the schedule and you don't think you're a good road racer, you want to start getting into the simulator, start running those test sessions 3 weeks before you even think about practicing for that race. And I promise you're going to get better. And I'm not necessarily sure if Max Steck's a road ringer, but if he's not, that's definitely what he was doing, is going and practicing a couple of weeks before you'd even consider practicing for a road course race.
Yes, Emerson. And a couple other drivers who are absolutely incredibly fast in this Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. They're even fast on road courses, but they've just made a couple of mistakes where you cannot make the mistake. You push the car a little too much, 1 corner, 2 corners. You even don't do it but like 3 times a race, 2 times a race. And you're looking at yourself, for example, Rhett Tucker in the 99. Unbelievably great, talented race driver. He's back 1 lap down in 9th. He started 4th. I think he led quite a few laps tonight. Unfortunately, he had a couple of mistakes at the wrong time on a road course. You can make a little slip up on an oval and correct it if you don't get in the wall. But you make a mistake, a pretty big slip up on a road course, you're in the grass, it more or less does your day, especially if it happens more than one time. And unfortunately, some of these great drivers that's happened to tonight. Some other drivers, like Gabriel Ellison, that number 27, he started 7th. He's running 2nd. I'm pretty sure Gabriel has had a pretty clean race tonight. I doubt he's been off the track one time. He had a great pit strategy, and he may be a few seconds behind the leader, but he's going to definitely gain in the points, and he's having a great run for the Michael McKinnon Motorsports team.
Right, I believe he is one of those oval drivers who's up there in the points, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this is, just a good day for him to maintain a good result in the standings.
That is true, and I'm looking for any other drivers who are in the top 10 or so who have made big rounds. And unfortunately, up here we don't have a lot of big movers. We do have still Jeremy Crandall started 24th and 14th. Chris Cinnamon, 1 lap down, started 20th. He's in 13th. So he's had a great run, a good pit strategy as far as when he made his pit stop. But these drivers are just trying to get all they can get here in the last few laps.
Yeah, I think we really got to be careful throwing names around. As soon as you mentioned Jeremy Crandall, we cut to a shot of him, and he went around off of turn 5. And man, the commentators curse tonight. I don't necessarily believe in it, but I might start to now because it has been bad tonight. If we mention the drivers doing well, next thing you know, they're in the grass.
And obviously, fans, we're not trying to do that as number 5 gets around lap car there. Max Steck is still just making great time here.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it in with any negative intent at all. I'm just having to go. It's just joking around. But it's just been very it's been weird tonight. Just the timing of all the incidents during the crank it up segment. We'd cut to a car and then it'd go off in the grass, and it's just not been a good day. We're catching drivers at wrong times.
Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. And just so you know, fans, I do have a little bit of history on Max Steck. He went to Half Hollow High Hills School. And we got some other stats coming up here real quick for him. Obviously, he's having a great run tonight. He's lived in Melville, New York. He is married to Sarah Emily. I'm sure she's going to be extremely happy of his run tonight. A couple other interesting points. Some of his favorite places to go is Killington, Vermont. Maybe he's a big skier. We'll have to ask him for the interviews here at the end of the race. Pretty Lights, big, gigantic in Binghamton, New York. We'll ask him about that. His sports. He loves Godfrey Proof. The New York Islanders, obviously that's a sponsor on his car tonight. Carlson Moto, a professional sports team. His favorite movies are Action Point, Sausage Party, Butter Amato Flavored. Not sure I've seen those. Favorite TV shows? Fox, NASCAR on Fox TV, excuse me there. Speed Report TV. So he's got a great diverse background, and it's good to see him racing tonight, and good to see him winning this race and keeping it clean.
Yeah, for the most part, other than the run-in with the 40 of Joshua Balia, he has been having a really clean race tonight. Just putting his car all in the right places, keeping it on the pavement. Putting the pressure at the right points. Not wearing his stuff out, and he's really in cruise control now. I mean, he has a 20-second advantage with 2.5 laps to go here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. A 2.4-mile course, so like 2.5 laps, give it 5 miles, 6, about 6 miles to go for the 5 of Max Steck.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what Gabriel Ellis can do to overcome this huge lead that Max Steck has got. 20 seconds. It's going to require Max Steck to go off the track, hit the wall, get caught up in something, and not get it turned around back on the track. And that's absolutely what Gabriel Ellison is hoping and praying for right now on that number 27. Beautiful machine from Michael McKinnon Motorsports. If nothing else, he's going to have a great run finishing second here.
Right, especially, as somebody who's consistent in the oval standings as Gabriel Ellison, a second place finish, thinking big picture here, thinking about a title. A second place finish is not gonna go down too hard at all. He will take that for sure.
Yes, and one thing you're wondering if you're the leader here, we've heard this before many times. You got 2 laps to go. You're hearing noises in the car. You hit the brakes. You're hearing some squealing that you don't normally hear. You hear some other noise. So Max Deck right now with these last 2 laps is just trying to ignore all the noises. Hope his car has no issues at all, because the last thing he needs is a engine failure, brake failure, anything along those lines, not to mention a tire failure.
Yeah, most definitely. He's just limping at home as he comes through the carousel, turn number 12, and on the way to turn 13. We'll be taking a white flag. There'll be no more cautions and 2. How about 2 Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series races, back-to-back entire green flag races. A total of 130 laps green flag over the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing, fans. I'm sure you'd love to see some big crashes. We kind of showed you a couple of incidents that happened. But we got to absolutely give some big props out to Max Deck. Real quick on the back of his beautiful car, Penny Copper. Those are his 2 dogs. These are beautiful dogs on the back of his vehicle. I assume they're his personal dogs. And it's one wonderful thing to see him have them on his car as he's completing the final lap, hopefully for this win.
Yeah, working his way through the S's now. Just got to bring it home. He's got somewhere in the range of 17 seconds the advantage, and that is him going up the hill to turn 10, on the way to turn 11. And yeah, I mean, an absolutely phenomenal job as he comes through turn number 12. Let you call him to the line.
Yes, and he's had very little trouble tonight. We are going to see the number 5 of Max Deck take the checkered flag and win the Mid-Ohio 144 here on Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Development Series. I'm just wondering when he's going to move up to the Truck Series.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a road course on the schedule, I definitely would slide his name over for that, because he's obviously shown he's got the talent to wheel one of these stock cars around. Joshua Balliet. Gabriel Ellison comes home and finishes second. Joshua Balliet limping that 40 car home. Just trying to cross the line there to get P3.
Yeah, do we have a quick commercial we can take?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We should probably get one of those in, and then we'll get us ready for some interviews going. So, yep, don't go away. We'll be right back with the post-race interviews. This has been the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series from the Mid-Ohio Sports Kart Course. We'll be right back.
The Rifle Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.
Welcome back, race fans. Thank you so much for joining us, men and women, boys and girls of all ages, to the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. 144 from Mid-Ohio. It's been an incredible race tonight. We have got interviews here with the top 3 drivers. We want to thank Emerson Arden here.
Straight away.
He is caught up with our third place finisher. Take it away, Emerson.
Hey, Joshua Balliet. This is the Josh White Racing Esports booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tonight was a hard-fought race. Got some laps led. I believe this is your first race with us. How was it just the competition out there? You were up there with Rhett Tucker and Max Steck for a majority of the race, especially that first stint. What can you tell us about racing them all day?
It just Max was so fast, and everybody else's team was getting off the corner so much better, so it was so tough to pass for myself. I was, I think, faster in like the third sector there, and it just, there's no passing zones in there, so it was kind of difficult for myself to get passes done.
Right. So there at the right after pit stops, you were behind Rhett Tucker, and then he went off track. What could you see from your point of view? What happened with him? And then if you want to take it to the next incident as well, you had the lead then and racing the 5 stack.
I was, I think, about like 3 seconds back. It kind of looked like he just kind of missed the corner there. I was trying to get it slowed down. He kind of just ran wide and got a little bit off the track.
All right, and then what do you think happened down in turn 1 from your point of view? You and Stack racing pretty hard for the race lead there.
I was just on those next set of tires. For some reason, when we got on that second set, I was so tight, and we were going into 1, and I was just trying to take up all the room I could. Came a little bit too far down, trying to just not run wide on exit because it is a very sharp corner on exit, so it took a little bit too much room. Paid it for the 99 because I just destroyed his day. That sucked, but all in all, it was a good race.
Right. Do you have anybody to thank for your third place run tonight? And just your great showing here in your first race with the Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series.
Of course, I would like to thank Michael and Josh for letting me run in this league for today, and I'd like to thank my sponsor, yourself, Emerson Arden, for sponsoring the car, paying my entry fee. The sponsor in the car was EWRL, his league that runs on Sundays on PlayStation. If you want to possibly run that, just
tires.
Get send EWRL_Emerson, and that's about it.
Right. Well, congratulations on the third place finish, and good luck to you if you run any other races with us.
Oh, thank you.
All right, and I believe Robert is standing by with our second place finisher, driver of the number 27, Mr. Gabriel Ellison. Robert?
Hey, Gabriel, great run tonight. You're one of the 2 or 3 cars running with Michael McKinnon Motorsports. Wonderful team. We're so thankful for everything they're doing for the Josh White E-Racing ARCA Driver Development Series. You had a great run tonight. Gabriel, You ended up with a great pit stop, great strategy, came home second. What can you tell us about how your race played out?
Yeah, well, I think I had the pace to run towards the front there, but I really screwed up qualifying. I was on a really fast lap. It would have qualified second, and I accidentally got it off track. So I ended up taking my slower lap. I had to deal with passing people. It's kind of hard to pass here, so I ended up being 10 seconds back on the 3 leaders. But pit strategy wise, I just split it right down the middle. That's kind of what they were doing too. They just had an incident, and it really just opened it up for me to get second. I mean, without that incident, I wouldn't have been there. But at the same time, my qualifying really put me in a hole that I wasn't going to be able to dig out without them wrecking. So.
Yeah, you had a great run. Obviously, all these road courses for almost all drivers, it's an opportunity to learn something maybe you didn't learn or know beforehand. I've done that a lot of times. Obviously, tonight you learned something in qualifying on this particular road course. Hopefully, you're going to put that in your memory bank, and you'll be a whole lot better qualifying the next time you go to a road course. But overall, you still had a great race. You kept it on the course. You really, showed well for your sponsors. Who all would you like to thank for tonight's finish?
I'd like to thank Michael McKinnon for sponsoring the team here, running the team, and for putting on the series. Thanks to Josh White for putting on the series, and then you guys in the booth. I appreciate it. Y'all do a good job. And, yeah, I think that's about it.
Hey, I appreciate it, Gabriel. Again, great job. And, yeah, we want to give lots of props to Michael McKinnon. Fans, you may not know, but behind the scenes, it takes a lot of hours for people like Michael McKinnon to put together what we're doing here on Thursday nights here. Also, we want to obviously thank Emerson Arden for the unbelievable camera reviews. And I think Emerson has finally made his way all the way down to Victory Lane for a kind of surprising, maybe not so surprising winner, Max Tech. Take it away, Emerson.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, I knew I had the speed in practice. I think I put the top speed up, and then qualifying, I actually only got one of my laps in, and I thought I was gonna not be on the pole because I was a little bit slow, but I ended up on the pole, and then from that point on, I was kind of just waiting for somebody to make a mistake, and of course, at first it was me, and I was able to get the lead back and hold it. You know, not a great pit stop. Ended up third. Was able to battle back for first.
Right. And I don't know if you really want to put too much into it, but can you talk to us about the contact you had with the 40 there into turn 1 that ultimately actually gave you that lead?
Yeah, I mean, I had better tires than them. I caught them down. I was 5 seconds back coming out of the pits, and I caught them pretty quick. I think in like 2 laps. I was on the inside of Josh in the 40, and he actually came down on me. I couldn't really go any farther left. Once you hit that curb, you're pretty much going for a ride. So I talked to him actually during the race about it. He apologized, which I didn't really mind at all because I still ended up first.
Right. Yeah. Did you expect coming into this week to just be so dominant? I mean, have the overarching speed from session to session and leading as many laps as you did. Did you expect that entering this week?
I knew I was going to be a top 3 car. I did not expect to win by 20 seconds like that. I figured it'd be a battle.
And one more question: how was it like battling Rhett Tucker, Joshua Balliet there in that first stint?
It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I mean, it was nice being able to drive around some people that I kind of got a feel for where they were. I saw Rhett was driving the wheels off it, and he was starting to get loose. So I was kind of just waiting until he was going to either, make a mistake, which he finally did after I got behind him, and that was pretty much it.
All right. Anybody you have to thank for your amazing run here at Mid-Ohio tonight?
I definitely want to thank Crybaby Racing, Ryan, who finished 5th, 2 in the top 5. That was pretty good. The two dogs I have on the back of the car, Copper Penny, and this series, and my wife.
Yeah, Robert actually mentioned that, reading off your stats there in the middle of that run towards the end, and saying, I think he said, yeah, I hope she'll be pretty happy with the run tonight. But congratulations on the dominating win you had tonight, and good luck to you next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I got a quick question for you, Max. Copper and Penny did mention those dogs on the back of your car. I assume they were yours. Give us a quick update or information, the fans who are still listening, to the history with your dogs. They're beautiful.
Yeah, I got Copper. They're both two dachshunds. They got their own Instagram, Princess Penny the Weenie. Check them out. We take them racing all the time. Take them to the NASCAR tracks. We run some GNCC ATV racing. We bring them to. Copper is 3, and Penny's about to be 4. So yeah, I love them. Great dogs. Get one.
Yeah, and one other quick question. Love the dogs. Thank you so much for that insight. What's your relation to the New York Islanders? Is that just your favorite team?
Just a fan. Beat the Rangers last night.
Hey, that's awesome. Thanks so much for being part of these things. And again, congratulations. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks a lot, you guys too.
All right, Emerson, what are your takeaways from the race tonight, real quick?
Well, we have a good set of road ringers. Rhett Tucker, Balliet, Max Stack. Those 3 drivers absolutely drove the wheels off their things. There's one more road course on the schedule later this season at Watkins Glen. Should be very interesting to see what happens there, especially with those 3 road ringers. Watkins Glen, I would not to take away anything from that track, but it is definitely a much easier circuit than Mid-Ohio, and it'll be interesting to see if there'll be anybody who can compete with those essential big 3 here at road racing. We'll see if anybody got some good lessons from today, because again, this is all about driver development, the ARCA Driver Development Series hosted by Josh White Racing Esports. I saw a lot of drivers off track, but nonetheless, a lot of drivers making very valuable laps, very important laps, and just an overall great event tonight from a learning standpoint, I would say, from all venues, from all types of drivers.
Yeah, thanks so much, Emerson. Absolutely correct. This is a great learning experience. Awesome racing tonight, fans. Thanks so much for sticking with us. Make sure you check us out tomorrow night on MaxV TV, 8 p.m. Eastern. Josh White E-Racing Truck Series live on MaxV TV. Again, from tonight, thank you, Emerson Arden, for all the incredible camera angles, jumping up in the booth and giving some very, very interesting and educational information as we went through the race. Couldn't have done it without you, and I mean that literally. My name is Robert McFarland. I am the voice of Josh White Racing Esports ARCA Driver Development Series. Fans, thank you so much, and we will see you next time on Thursday night.
Caddy is a unique product. I mounted it in my truck. We've been through some rough terrain. There's a lot of tough roads that we go through here to get to some of the spots that we want to walk into. I can definitely say that the Rifle Caddy stands up to its name.